Another one that we frequently find, and it has another one where there's a lot of value to the end customer, but we often kind of give it away, is any kind of expedited delivery, expedited processing, right? So a customer calls up, they place an order, but our normal lead time might be 2 weeks because we have to manufacture it, but they need it in 3 days. We can jump through a lot of hoops. We can interrupt our production cycle. We can insert it, right? We can delay other customers, and we can pay for the expedited freight and overtime perhaps on the weekend to get it done. But we oftentimes don't really get paid for that. And it has tremendous value to our customer. Perhaps they need it so that their line doesn't shut down. Perhaps they need it to meet a commitment onto their customer. But we went through a lot of expense and trouble. We should get paid for it because the value is commensurate. First of all, there has to be a clear understanding of what our standard lead time is. It should be communicated, it should be known, it should somehow be standard. So if our standard lead time is 2 weeks, and the customer needs it in 3 days, so first of all, I probably have to check if I can even do it. If I'm taking the order, I'm sitting at the desk, because I have to talk to production or the warehouse or just to figure out if it's even possible. And typically in the response back, when you call the customer back or respond to them, is, yes, we can do it, and we can meet your need. Understand there's going to be a $500 surcharge or $50 surcharge or 5% surcharge or whatever the policy is for us to process that expedited order. And what I tell our clients is what will happen if we know how many expedites we've had historically, and typically we look at that, right? And we might know that there's a baseline of 100 a month, let me say. Probably half of them will go away when you tell them there's a fee, which tells you they didn't really need it that quickly. They just were never told no. So it was always easy and free to ask. And when it's no longer free to ask, they decide they can live with the regular lead time. Well, that has a great benefit because I didn't disrupt my production to meet a need that wasn't real. The other 50% of the time, they're going to pay it and gladly pay it because in reality, it's a very small fee relative to the need, which might be to not shut their line down or to meet a critical need for the customer or whatever it is. If they need it that quick, they're going to be more than willing to pay for it. And the example I always tell people is, it's Christmas Eve coming up, and you missed something on your list, and you go on Amazon. Are you going to balk at paying the $30 overnight delivery? No, absolutely, you'll do it, right? Because you absolutely have to have it. The same thing with the company who's ordering your product. If they absolutely have to have it, they're more than happy to pay it. And they're glad you have the option and that you can meet it, and they're happy to pay it. You want to really improve your price leaks and sustain them over time. Ideally, in some IT system, you've made it the default that we follow the policy, and only with appropriate approval levels can you override that. There are reasons to deviate, and it's not that every leak is a bad leak, but it should be a known, managed, and measured leak with approval. And to the extent you can make that the default in the system, you're going to have a much better success.